Hi. So today I went to visit this tiny little town just north of Sacramento that I used to live in for a quick minute called Fair Oaks, because every time I'm up in the area, I try to visit, especially if I have my son, because it has chickens that run around downtown, which is hilarious to me. Fancy looking chickens, and they'll eat your chips if you give them the opportunity. Um, anyway, so we went there, and I'm standing in the little square, and I look and I see a brew pub, and I was like, oh, I need to go there. And they sell beer. They make their own beer and they sell it in growlers, which is amazing. So I came out of there with a lot of beer. Um, so um, Here we go. Fair Oaks Brew Pub beer. So I got three. I got a red ale, and I got the. Let's see. I have three. I have a red ale, which it's called Rooster Red. I have a brown ale called Nail Down Brown, um, and I have a porter. But unfortunately, I lost the tag for it, so I don't know what its name is. And I'm like 99% certain that it's not a guest porter, but I could be wrong because it's not listed on their website, which is confusing to me. But anyway, so we'll go with that. Okay. I just want to make sure I know which one is which. Okay, so I poured them all because I had to taste them because I had the brown ale and the porter that lost their tags, which is tricky. But anyway, I figured that out. So the red ale. Beautiful, nice red, dark amber color. And it did pour with a good head. Let's give it, oh, I should smell it. I just want to drink these beers. Nice, bright, grainy scent to it. Fruity yeastiness almost, but nice and bright. And I was surprised how dark this is. I mean, even with the light in your perspective, it's still pretty dark, even almost a brown. Let's give it a taste. Fire and air nomads lived amongst each other in harmony. Great respect was afforded to all. Really mellow, very like flat flavor. So it's very drinkable and it's not unlikable, but it's not like extremely characteristic of anything. Just mild, malty, a little nutty even. Finish is nice and clean, kind of bright. Good drink. Okay, brown ale. I'm just gonna compare these at the light one more time. Okay, since they don't have labels. Okay, brown ale. They all poured with good head, but unfortunately, here I have been staring at them, and I sipped them a little bit just to make sure that I knew which one was which. Anyway, so it did have a good head on it, and it's a nice brown color. You can see that it has, it lets a little bit of light through, but only just a tiny bit.
Stop doing that stuff around me.
I forgot to smell it. Anyway, this one's almost fruity. It has this nice aroma to it. It smells like blackberries almost. Fruity or fruit roll-ups. Anyway, it has this nice kind of fruity smell to it. But when I take a drink, it smells, or it has this great like hoppy aftertaste. It's very good. Nice and smooth. Very drinkable. This one has a little bit more of an alcohol flavor to it. So the red ale is 6% alcohol by volume, and Nail Down Brown is 8% alcohol by volume, and it's nutty and hoppy, but it's not heavy. It's actually a pretty light beer. I would even say that it has a light body. So very drinkable. Porter. So the porter, you can see, maybe you can't see from your perspective. It has like a light tan colored head that it poured. If I can figure out my lighting situation. Anyway, no light gets through this. It's almost opaque. But it has little hints of red in it, but really no light. And from my perspective, I have a bird flying in my beer. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, it's like an omen from Harry Potter. Anyway, bird. See? Bird.
Where?
On top. Look on top. See? Alright, anyway. I have a bird. I'll have to ask, I don't even know. Anyway, moving on to the beer here. Alright, give it a smell. You know, porter always has that nice, like, deep, complex smell to it. Like a baby, stout. You can smell that it's just getting to the kind of acrid, smoky, burnt kind of flavors, but just barely. It still has that nice sweet, sweetness to it. Anyway, like a caramelness to it, or toffee even. Smells great. So dark brown, poured with a nice tan colored head. Let's give it a flavor, or give it a taste. It has a flavor. Lots of chocolatiness going on here. Very smooth, even flavor. It seems characteristic of each of these different brews that they have a very even flavor. A lot of times, like, a beer will have all the stuff that's going on and you're trying to keep up with it. It's kind of exciting, but these are just mellow, even-keeled, you know, and very drinkable, very smooth. Really has this almost aftertaste of chocolate. I had brought up porter to look at. Whoops. Here you are. Yeah, lightly burnt malt. Anyway, these beers are very good, very drinkable, very even-keeled, so very approachable, and definitely worth trying. So I think each of them could be refrigerated longer. I had the growlers in my car all day, and only give them about half an hour in the fridge before I had to drink one. But anyway, there is Rooster Red, Nailed Down Brown, and a porter, whose name I don't have available to me right now. But great beers out of Fair Oaks Brew Pub in Fair Oaks, California. So it's just north of Sacramento on California Street in Fair Oaks. And Fair Oaks is just off of Sunrise. So if you take Sunrise, you know, go left, go north of Sacramento, left onto California, and then, you know, find the park. There's chickens in the park and beer across the street. It looked like they had a really nice outdoor patio where you could eat. And it was a beautiful day today in California. It was like 78 degrees, so that was nice. And anyway, beautiful outdoor patio, tiny little brew pub on the inside. They have some good beers on tap, some great guest brews on tap, including St. Bernardus, Heretic Brewing, Deschutes, Green Flash, Petrus, Polliner. They have some great stuff there. It looks like they've got some food, and they've got some wines and all kinds of stuff. So I recommend that you give them a try. And say hi to the chickens. Bring some people bring like birdseed to the park to feed the chickens, or whatever you give chickens, oatmeal. Anyway, they think that's enjoyable, so do that too. Thank you for watching. If you have tried Fair Oaks Brew Pub beers before, share with me down below. I'd love to hear, and if you can get them in the store, I don't know if they bottle or not, I would love to hear that as well, so people can find them if they're more accessible that way. But in the meanwhile, go by, have a pint, or grab 4 pints to go, because that's also great. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.